This is more of a drawing of one step in the factory flow. This is the step where they are putting together the main frame of the element, the timber frame that holds everything together, the first step.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah,
So it's for the first step that
yes, yes.
so the hand workers in the factory can see how to build it together.
Yes, it includes like the number of beams and how should we
Yes.
cut the log and into stud and beams.
Yes. Well, I'll go back to this drawing here again. It's quite good, yeah, to have the bottom here, and you have the what can be the face of the construction here, and on the left side you have a section, and the right side a section as well, and at the top you can also see it. But maybe I can see that you're looking here, you're looking at the element from the top. You don't cut it through here and see it. Is that right? I can show you here. I think I can I do that? Oh, it's quite big, this one here. I can a little bit. And again, one more. Over here, you have a section where you look through this. This one here, isn't that right?
Yeah, I think I get what you mean now. Yes, just add those so the worker can know that those are cut through there.
Yes, and just you can maybe call this, for instance, A, or maybe a B, or one or two or something. And down here, you write A as well. Sometimes this one here, because then the people who are going to work with this one here knows that, all right, this section up here is this section here. Understand that?
Yeah, I get what you mean now.
And this is number B, for instance. You have to put some information on, not this size of letter. It should be less. And then you have the section over here. BP. Then I can see, okay, where do you cut? Okay, this is the cut section. I think this is missing. Where are this from? And maybe if this are seen from the top, then you move it up here, and then you see it from the top, and not cut through the building here. What are they for? This one here. What is that? This is the detailed one. All right.
Yeah, it's for the details drawing.
And the detailed drawing, where are they?
There are the next two drawing. Yeah, these two.
Okay. Yes. I think that this is already nice drawings here, but for the hand worker at the factory, he doesn't care about how to more or less he doesn't care about how to connect it on the building site. But the hand workers on the building site, they want this drawing here. So in fact, this is a drawing for the hand worker at the building site. But the hand worker at the factory, he wants to know something about a detail here. Well, if you printed this one out, maybe you can't see what's really happened here. So if I was you, I will make a detail here. Where can I, this one here? And draw the detail over here. You understand that?
Yes, I got it.
And in that way, you can better make the dimension. You can see what is going to happen here. And maybe you got 15 or 10 millimeters from a bottom here to this bottom up here. So you can show that on the detail in a bigger scale.
Okay. Yeah.
And maybe you got a detail for this one up here as well. So and you can make what I'm doing here just to see, all right, this is the detail and here the detail is. You've got a detail up here. Or you can make it as a detail number 1 and right under the detail number 1 here. So there's no doubt about where the details come from.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that does give me some thought on what to do next. Yeah.
Yes. And this drawing is for the hand worker at the factory. And here you got this one over here, yes. Connecting layers. So I think I'll drop this one here because it don't make sense at the factory.
Yeah. Those for when we assemble the element, right?
Yes. So at the factory, this is quite good. And this drawing here, together with the drawing over here, makes sense for the hand worker at the building site. Well, and we just click back here. Well, I can see you've got some layers here. I don't know, something has happened here. I do not know.
Yeah, those are used to connect the two elements together.
Yes.
Mr. Rene gave me some inspiration about that.
All right.
When you have like a piece of wood, but one element have the top half and the other have the bottom half, and when you put it together, you nail through the middle and they will stick together.
Yes. Here you have the gypsum board and the insulation layer. Yes, right. And then you have the wafer barrier membrane and the timber pre-fabricated connections. And you got that. And counterbalance, yes. And the plywood with asphalt covering, yes. The last drawing here is for the timber construction, isn't that right?
Yes. It's,
Yes. So in fact, you have now you can see how to build this one. You have the number of the every items here, and this number here and this number, and you can see here where it should go. Well, this dimension line here, I will put out of the drawing to place it down here.
okay.
And then you can better see what's happened inside here.
Yeah, okay.
Like this one over here is very good over here because you can see what's happened here, and here you got the dimension. So sometimes I put everything out of the construction, then I can better see what's happened in the construction. This one over here, I will put outside as well. Yes. What is that? This triangle here?
Those are the lifting point, is where you put the
yes.
strap in and lift the
This one
element
over
up.
here. Yes.
Yes, yes.
And this is the bracket connections. Yes. Well, I can tell you that sometimes, well, often they are not using these brackets. They are using screw instead of that. Is that do you have these brackets every time you have a connection here?
Yeah, I was looking up on how they are connecting timber in the factory, and this is what I found. I haven't been able to find any other solution yet. So if you got any, you can tell me, and I can change it. This is
Yes.
all I found, and that's what I put it in.
Where I have seen that they at the in the factory they have a screw coming from here into here. Okay. Or there will be 2 or 3 screws from the outside into the timber here. But the screw, you are not going to screw it into the timber right away. You have to make an angle of at least 30 degrees. Maybe I can draw it and explain it. Oh, should not be fulfilling this one and one. This is my timber construction, and now I have another one here. And this one here is, for instance, the top up here, and this one here is one of these. Then I had seen at the factory that the biggest screw coming from here into the timber here, but you're not allowed to just do it in this way here, because then then the screw don't have the it's not that efficient, because you can pull it out easily. But if you make the screw in 30 degrees like this one here, then it's mounted better together. So they put in some screw at this one here. I hope you understand that.
Yeah, I get it. So I would just have to look into that a little bit more.
And then you don't use these brackets here.
Yes, yes, okay.
It's very easy, this one up here. This one,
Yeah, I will try to find if there anything, any reference image of that.
yeah, but I don't think you can find anything. And I'm wondering
Oh,
if I have a picture of it. I do not think that I have a picture of it. Well, but this is the way they are using it. But sure, this is a stronger construction, this one here. But I don't think they make this at the factory.
okay. Yeah, if I can find it, I might have just to draw it myself.
Yes. Well, this is this is a workflow over here. You have this you pretend to do one of the materials, communication designs, details lines, production lines, wood beam framing. This is a wood beam framing. Yes, is that right?
Yes.
Yes, and then you have highlighted it, so it's very good. What I can tell you that this is not normal. That this the workflow is quite good and it makes sense. But for the hand worker at the factory, they do not number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, no, 9 frame sets of frames and quality inspection, DPM blading. Yes, the hand workers get this drawing here and they don't know anything about the numbers up here, received tender material, but it's a good point you have here. So for the school situation, it's quite okay.
So in the normal work environment, they don't include this.
That they don't have this one on the
Yeah.
drawings for the hand workers,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
but they have the somewhere else in the drawing office at the factory. They have this one here.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's a good point that the hand workers can see, all right, how many station do we need for doing this product, this element here. Well, this is the wooden beam framing, and then you have the installation layer patterns. It's also a drawing, maybe installation layer, insulation, maybe 15 and 16 they are together, for instance, in one drawing. Flip the element insulation between wooden frame patterns. So you have some drawings where you can see what is going to happen. And that is good for the hand worker to know, okay, how many steps are we going to do before we are finishing this element? So that makes sense. I hope you understand that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I can't see what's happened here.
Yeah. Those are the schedule that you show us last time, but the schedule in Revit is, what should I say? Aesthetic wise, I think it looked a little bit
All right.
off. So I import this one from Excel into AutoCAD, and then I link the AutoCAD into Revit.
Yes. Yes. Well, maybe you try one more time because I can't read it.
Yeah.
or maybe that's translating into this kind of file, DWF file. It maybe happen something.
Yeah, I will try and print it out so to check it. If
Yes.
it got problems, I will try and fix it.
And here I can see that this is the lifting point, all right? And this is the section cut. And what do you mean about the section cut here? Where is that?
It just shows access. It shows us that's where the material is cut.
Where is it on the screen here? Oh, this is this one here.
Yeah, yes.
All right. Now I got it, yes. And this is the beams. And this is the number of it. That's very good. Connection layer and connection layer. And this is the length of it. And this is the height and the width of it. Yes, that's very good. And can I see the number of it? How many?
Those are on the table. Yeah, but the table is kind of messed up right now.
This one over here?
Yeah, that
Okay.
table got messed up.
Oh, this is maybe quantity.
Yes, that's quantity.
Okay.
And one on the right is the size of it.
Yes. And this is the length. All right.
Yes, that's the length.
Yes. All in all, I think it's a good drawing where you can see how to make this wooden beams here, wooden beam framing. So for that, but now we've got some hint how to do it. Oh, all right, you got this one here. Okay, you got a number here. That dimension. That's very good. Yes. Well, I will go 1, 2 step, 3 step over here. Now over here you call it. Just be aware, because in here you call it the wooden beam framing. But if I go back here, I can see that you call it the timber.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to.
Yeah, I remember those the same because it's been a while. There was a gap between the two drawings that I made, so I think it just being confused.
Yes. So use the same name of the construction from one drawing to another drawing.
Yeah, I will make sure to do that.
Yes. Yes. Well, so then I can go for you have to be aware of this plywood, because the plywood is in a special what can we call it, dimension. And I do not know if you know something about the dimension of this plywood, the standard dimension.
Not really. I get that as a layer as the roof covering layer. So yeah.
Plywood is a standard plywood. The size of it is 1,220.2440 millimeters. So if you're not going to cut these plywood in yes, you can make the dimension here for the counter patterns is the underlay of this plywood. So make sure that this counter patterns is in the right position, so you don't have to cut all the plywood. Maybe I can show you.
Yeah.
You got the point of it?
Maybe you can
This
show
is, for
me so I
instance,
can
your element,
understand it better.
and then you have all these patterns here. So don't take care of it. I can't make it so nicely as I would. But this is the, for instance, the pattern here, and they are maybe every 30 centimeters. There are these patterns here. When then I will come with my plywood, and the plywood is maybe blue here, and this is a standard plywood. This one here. This is the dimension of, this is the dimension of 122 centimeters, 244 centimeters. So this is the width of it, and this is the length of it. Then I have to place this plywood here somewhere. So I have to make sure that when I place this one here, there's a pattern that is underneath the plywood here. So now I have to put it over here. Because then I don't have to cut this one here. Now I take a copy of it. And I have to make sure that when I put this one on here, the patterns underneath can cover both one plywood and the other plywood. And
Okay. Yeah.
so they have to be in the right position, these plywood here, these pattern here. Otherwise, you have to cut every plywood up here. And to make it a really strong construction, then you have to make the, what can we call it? If you're going this one here, it's not a strong construction, but if you go down here, then there's a new one over here. Then this will be a strong construction.
Yeah, like when you do what you do with brick, right? You didn't align them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe maybe you use two plywood here, and then you have this one here, and you take one here. Then you have to cut this one here. Of course, you have to cut this one off. But then you use the rest of it. For instance, at the top here. You put it up here. And now you've got a small rest. Then you put it, you start it over here. And of course, you have to cut something of it. Then you have to cut this one here. So now you have 1, 2, 3 plywood you don't have to cut.
Okay. Yeah, I think I
So it's more easy to make at the factory in that way.
Yeah. Maybe I will make a drawing of the step where you put on the plywood, and I will specify a bit more
Yes.
on that drawing.
Yes. Well, this is the drawings for the factory. Then you have put up some. Do you have any questions, by the way?
No, everything is pretty clear so far.
Yes. Then you have the connection here, which is the assembly drawings for the handworker at this building site. And Here you have plywood, counter patterns, insulation, yes. And on-site screw connection, yes. And the hand worker want to know for how many screws are you going to use? What is the dimension from this screw to this screw? Is it 20 centimeters, 40 centimeters, 60 centimeters, or what is it?
Okay.
So maybe you can't calculate it, but you have maybe have an idea of it. It's not every meter, but maybe every 30, 40 centimeters. Like this one up here. How are you going to cover this one here? Because when I screw this one down, there will be a top here at the, when I finish it, isn't, but it's going down here.
It's supposed to be under the roofing cover layer. Yeah, it's in the those are just, I don't know, Revit, make it hollow, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, according to the drawing I put up there, you're supposed to put it under the underlay, and then you cover it up.
And here, well, I'm just thinking at the moment. Well, I don't think that's a good solution, this one here. I'm just thinking of how to do. I think that the drawing is very, very good. Draw it up. I like this yellow one here, and you can easily see where the insulation is. So that's really a good point. And this is the ventilation gap, yes, 45 millimeters. But I think what to do, what to do, what to do. Well, I draw something here, and maybe you can get some idea of how to do it. Oh, it's blue. Okay, it's blue. Just this is the element, and now you have a iron construction here. Can I? Oh, I can take a copy of it, but then you have an idea of what to do there in this one, and this should be, for instance, black. Then you had to. Oh. All of these should be bigger, and we can do that. Isn't that right? So this is my steel construction. And I want to connect this one here. Well, I came with my element here, and at the top there's maybe up here. This is the plywood, for instance. All the plywood is going there, and make a new one. Well, this is just to give you some idea of how you maybe can use it, do it. And at the bottom here, this should also be a plywood at the bottom or something else, but never mind. I will, maybe you can put some elements here. And then you, it's not so easy to run this in this program here. Well, this is the element. It's coming up and put down, and then you have a screw from here through this one here. It should be a bigger one. Then this element is fixed. Then you do the same as on the other side. I hope you got the point of it. Can we can't mirror this one here. No. Are you still there, Carl?
Yeah, I'm still here, just trying to comprehend the drawing.
And then this is just some idea.
Yeah.
Maybe you can discuss with Mr. René about it. There are many ways of doing such things here. And you do one more. Oh, it's not very easy. Because it's it will draw something by itself sometimes, and then I can't control it. You come to this element, put it down, fix it here. Come to this element, put it down, and fix it here. And then there's something about the vapor barrier. It is coming from this element and go down to this construction here, and the vapor barrier go over here and get into this construction. So it's a way of doing it. What can I do with this one here?
Do we put something on top of the?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
we put something on top of the thing in the middle.
Yeah. Well, this is the vapor. Oh, it's not the vapor barrier. It should be red and not this one here. Red and oh, the scale is too much. We can't change the scale of it. Well, this one here. It's better. This is the vapor barrier coming here, maybe, and go from here, from here to here, and then there's then the vapor barrier. You have to do something here. What is it called? A connection. And then the vapor barrier is also on this side here, coming down here on the steel construction. And then this is tightened to the steel construction. But up here, we have to cover this one up here. So you put down, and this is could be the assembly drawing where you show this one here. Where you can see how to put it down and screw it here and here. So you have something you can work here, screw it down, fix it to the steel construction, and you can put some insulation inside here, and then make this small piece of plywood up here. Do you understand that?
Oh, yeah, I think I get it. But won't there be like a cold bridge in the middle?
There's a cold bridge here.
Yeah.
And we put in some insulation before you put this one down. I'll just show you. Should be yellow. Should be one. Oh, it's up here. This is the insulation you put in before you put this one on, and then you don't have any cold bridge. Isn't that right?
Yeah, okay.
And the vapor barrier is coming here, and it's connected to this element here, so you don't get any damage on it. It could be a solution, this one here.
Yeah, okay. I will take a picture of it, or yeah, I could take that into consideration.
Because I don't, I can't, you're going to screw it down here, and where does this element belongs to? To this element here, or to this element here, or something new? I don't know. But
yeah, my idea was the connection layer in each element that I found in the previous drawing. It has one half on the bottom and one half on the top. So when you put it together, it became like the thing in the middle.
Yes.
And then you screw through two of those to stick those two together and screw through the beam and to fix that into.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my idea.
Maybe you can succeed it with that. I'm not sure, but maybe you can, and then that's all right. But in my opinion, you have to what can I call it? Take the elements from each other, so you can see which element is this one and which element does this one belong to, as I understand you. And then you can see how two elements is connected together.
Okay, try to make it easier to look at and understand.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I take your solution into consideration also.
Yes. But then you can get some minuses or pluses for each solution, and then you choose which solution you go with. So
okay,
that's a way of it. if you have 2 or 3 solutions, then you get some minuses or some plus for each solution, and then you choose which solution you go with. Yes. That's not only here, but it's every time when you're HCCM, you have to make a solution. So, yes. And the next one is this one here. And here I can see that the roof element is connected to the wall element. And how is that connected to each other, this one here? How is the roof element connected to this beam here?
It's just sitting on top of it.
Yes, but if the wind comes, it have to be fixed to this beam construction in a way.
Yeah. So maybe just use screws.
Yes, and they have screw down here.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe you can use some of these this way of doing it. I do not know.
Yeah, okay. And there are still many specifications that I need in my drawing. Maybe I can specify where I will screw in the element.
Yes.
Yeah, I will think about that.
Yes, but because it has to be connected here, and here this one here is for the wall plate. It's the top of the wall element. Is that right? The wall plate is the top of the element of the wall. Can you hear me?
Yes.
What can I say? That this is the wall element. It has to be very wary. If this is coming in one piece, this one up here, that I don't think you can make it so precisely that you can just fix it together in this way here. So I think that you have an element, a roof element is coming here. What can I do? This one and one. This is my element here, and it's maybe stopped here, connected to this beam here, and then I have the other element here for the wall, and then we need to better see if we can put more dimension on it. This is the wall element, and this is the roof element, and this is the wall element. And you have some, we call it tolerance. Is that the same name in English? Tolerance. Because you can't build these elements so precisely that you can go to building site and then click, then it's fixed together. But you have some dimension from one element to another element. But here you have one element and another element, and then you have to make some connection here between these two elements. I don't think that you can come with an element, the roof element going in here, and then afterwards come the wall element to put in and go around the roof element. I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
It's very difficult. So
I will think about that.
yes, and maybe you can think about this one here. This is maybe your element, and use such small plywood to connect the roof element with the wall element. So maybe you have some small plywood here to connect it together. Then you can make, this is a good solution, the red one up here, the slope and so on, and the slope here to this drainage. Well, I can see you have a suspended gypsum board on the side. Well, you have to have an underlay for this gypsum board. And I don't think that you can use these beams, use a board directly on these beams.
Yeah, no.
You have to make some patterns.
Yes. I was just thinking some solution to
Yes.
hide all the framing. Yeah, I don't really want to see like the steel beam and stuff like that inside the building. So
yes,
it's just an idea to use the suspended ceiling to hide that.
Yes.
I do look into that, and I see that there's sometimes use like just a certain rope or something like that to fix it into the roof structure. Maybe I can make a drawing of that so it's easier to understand.
Yes, but you don't use this one here. You don't have to do something down here because you can concentrate on the element. It's up here. But this one is secondary. So don't think much about it. It's better that you make the connection up here. In my opinion. Well, that's some comment for you. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's great.
And do you have any questions about it?
No, I don't think so. I think we discussed pretty much everything.
And I'm glad that you will have this feedback when all the other students in your classroom can see what we are talking about. Because I suppose they are learning something as well as you are. So that's very nice. Well, should I close this one down and send it to you? This WPW?
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, you can send it back to me. Maybe I can look back into it sometimes. And
yes. And if I don't talk with you and only write to you, I'll do this another way. So you just understand that, because you need an explanation for this drawing here. So if I give you some comments on it and don't talk to you, I will do something more than this one here. But in the way it's easier to talk to you than I'm going to write a lot of things and draw a lot of things. So for me, it's better in this way. Yes, I will save this one here. Oh, I opened it directly in from the put in here. Yes, that's for the production drawings. Can I close it down?
Yeah, you can close it down now.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for your comments.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you later
Okay, that's okay.
Well, oh, the time is running. All right. Well, we got 15 minutes left. Are there any other things some of you want to talk about? Well, I can see that I also get some drawings from Tran Bao Guang. Isn't that right? Yes, and I have seen that, and I don't have. We got 10 minutes left, and I can see you have sent me two drawings. The one is A4 and the other one is A6. What is the difference between the two drawings? The opening of each element is different here. Can I put on the screen, Tran? Okay, I check it later. All right. So I think I'll take one of them to check it. Well, give you comments on one of them. and then you can compare it afterwards with the other one. So in fact, I'm not. In fact, I'm not. Uh, I'm going to teach you in ICT and not in how to build an element on your drawings. But anyway, I want to help you as well. So I just give you some comments. But you have to make it in your own way, um, where you think this I will go for, and then you can also talk to Mr. René, and he can give you some comments on your elements maybe. And best of all, you send it to the other students in the classroom, in your class, and they can give you comments on your drawings. Um, yes. Well, I got this drawing from Kang. I suppose I got an idea for you, Kang. Do you hear me, Kang?
Yes, I'm here, teacher.
All right. I'll just share my screen. And maybe you can see the screen now.
Yeah, I can see your screen now.
Um, you can see I've make this connection over here. And
Oh,
it's because it's too high. So if
oh,
I get it lower, oh, over here it was. When I put this a little bit lower, oh, what did I do before?
oh, I think because of the placement of the outlet, so it might not be appeared the flag dot.
Yes. Because this one, this here, this dot here needs some spaces.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, it would not go to the units here from the pipe here. So if this one is too high, it can't connect it with this dot here.
Okay, teacher. Thank you, teacher. I get it now.
You get it, all right. Well, it's just a nice drawing here you have been doing. It's for the sports hall or what?
Yeah, it's for the sport hole.
Yes. And then you got an idea of that it takes some spaces, this ventilation system here. Yes. I think this is all for today. Unless you have something you want to talk about. And I can see the next time is just sure. The next time we have ICT lesson is Monday the 20th, the December of the 20th. Isn't that right? So it's in about a month. So I'm not going to see you for months, and you're not going to see me for months. But if you have any problems with Revit, for instance, just let me know. Send me an email, and maybe send me a file like Kang, and maybe I can solve your problem. And maybe give you some guidance what to do. So just feel free to do that. And I will leave you for today and say chocnet.line, Tambit and chocnet.line. And I will see you in a month. And if you got questions,
Yeah.
just feel
See
free to
you soon.
Yes.